So here again, in inside orchestration, kind of the question was, what are they most interested in improving? And order monitoring kind of jumps out at the top. I think this one too, if you think about some of the existing solutions that were built for monitoring, really were not built for the demands of, 2 hour same day delivery or 1 hour BOPUS pickup. Or your example that you just gave, Dave, on 6 DoorDash drivers showing up. And so when we move from 4 to 6 day shipping windows down to those 2 hour promising windows, monitoring needs obviously go up significantly, especially when those are flowing across multiple systems, as we were just saying. And so in my mind, I think that's what's driving the need for the orchestration is really those increased promising expectations that are being made on the selling side and the complexity of those fulfillment flows. But I think in addition to that, you see order modifications on here at 52%. I don't think that comes from consumers wanting to modify their orders more. I think it comes from the fact that if you've got 3-4 different ways of fulfilling something and the first one doesn't work out, how do I shift across those fulfillment flows without canceling my order? And I think that's obviously driven a lot. That drives complexity for retailers as well, because then you get into tax implications or changing of shipping costs, and that gets pretty complex. But it's a consumer expectation that if I started something with you on ship to home and now I need to change it to BOPUS, I shouldn't have to cancel my order with you to pull that off. So I think it's the broader tightening of the delivery expectations that I feel is probably driving the increased needs for order monitoring, which the legacy OMSs just weren't built for that. David, what do you think?
I would probably say I think order monitoring is kind of twofold, and that's probably why it's driving it higher. So, table stakes of OMS is making sure your order doesn't get stuck, and I think there's some basic order monitoring. Make sure that it's not stuck, with a tax inquiry or a credit authorization or a fraud hold. And if you think about the 30 different stages an order goes through, you really need robust monitoring to make sure you're not disappointing that customer. So I think a good piece of that order monitoring is just sheer table stakes that we all have to do. And then kind of as you work your way down the list, it's almost like working your way through the omni-channel evolution. So when you start taking a look at customer communications, I think we all have your order's been picked and your order's ready for pickup, and that to me is also the table stakes. But as you kind of get more advanced, you get to same day delivery. You might start saying, okay, your order's out for delivery now, which is kind of cool. Right. And then really the last evolution of that is giving your customers a map that shows you, the Uber driver where he is. Is he coming to your house? And then and then if you want to even get better, you could show the customer the picture of the order that the driver took on your porch. So I really think it's about where you are. This answer is probably just more indicative of where everyone is in their map. And then probably the last, which isn't quite table stakes yet, but probably will be in a year, is really the modifications. It's really, think about an order that's already been picked and it's ready for pickup. And at what point can a customer actually, and we have the DoorDash driver ready to come to pick your balloons up, and all of a sudden the customer decides they want to pick it up at the store. Their party's starting in 2 hours and they want to pick it up at the store. That's a really complicated transaction. You have to cancel. First of all, you have to give the customer an interface to make that change, and then you have to orchestrate the changes to the 3 delivery drivers, and then you have to re-prep the order for curbside pickup. So I think it's just where we are in our evolution, and I think the order modification is probably one that we're all just kind of trying to do a little bit better at, and the customer communications is we have some stuff, but we're all trying to get better at. And the order monitoring is just table stakes. We have to do it. The other half of order monitoring is probably more what you were talking about, maintaining those SLAs. So I think this chart is, I probably could have written this chart before you took the survey. I think it's just really where we are in our kind of our roadmap of omni-channel.